Strong and severe thunderstorms putting down a ton of rain across much of central and eastern Kentucky. We'll track what's out there and look ahead toward the weekend in just a moment.
5 police officers in Dallas gunned down following a Black Lives Matter protest. We have the very latest on the investigation, including new information about one of the suspects.
And local police departments are reacting to the news out of Dallas. We'll show you how they're honoring their brothers in blue.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. Amber Philpott and Andrea Walker reporting. The reaction is still pouring in to the news that 5 Dallas officers were killed and 7 others injured in a sniper attack last night.
The Dallas police chief calls it a coordinated, targeted attack on law enforcement. 3 suspects are in custody. Another was killed with a robotic explosive. We will have the latest details from Dallas in just a minute, but first, it's another day of potentially strong storms here in the Bluegrass.
We continue our First Alert Severe Weather Day this afternoon. We want to check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris, we're seeing a lot of rain in some places.
We really are, coming down especially now south of Interstate 64, where numerous counties are under flash flood warnings. It's the second wave of thunderstorms to impact much of the region so far today. Now, if you're looking for some good news, we're looking to our northwest, and skies are beginning to clean up a little bit. So as we go deeper into the evening, the weather's looking a whole lot better. Southern Kentucky, yeah, nothing about the weather that is looking good. We'll get you caught up on what's going on down there in just a moment. Flash flood warning out 545, Boyle, Garrett, Jessamine, Madison, Mercer, and Woodford counties. Also, additional flash flood warning out for parts of Garrett, Jessamine, and Madison counties. And the latest warning issued for Estill, Jackson, and Rockcastle. That'll go until 6:30. Heavy rain along and south of Interstate 64. Nothing like what we were getting in on a little bit ago here in Berea and Richmond. Look at all the lightning that is showing up now from parts of Laurel County through Mount Victory, just to the east of Somerset, and into northern parts of Wayne County, northern McCreary County. Those thunderstorms packing a bit of a punch. Got to keep a very close eye on this storm into Monticello. It's closer to an area of the Bluegrass State, right on the Tennessee border, where we have just enough spin in the atmosphere. We'll have to keep an eye on that particular cell as it heads toward Whitley City. All kinds of showers and thunderstorms putting down torrential rains, nonstop lightning, McKee, Anvil into Jackson County, toward sections of the Hal Rogers Parkway and up to the Mountain Parkway into southeastern Kentucky, getting in on a lot of heavy rain. But putting everything into motion now, you can see how quickly these storms are diving toward the southeast and drier air is coming into play. Still a severe thunderstorm watch out for much of central and eastern Kentucky, but in the short term, the main severe weather threat is across the southeast. Then look what happens as we go deeper into the evening. Skies begin to clean up a little bit. Still some scattered stuff out there, but this may be the last true round of big-time severe weather, at least for this week. When I come back, we'll focus on the weekend forecast.
We will see in just a bit, Chris. Thank you. Police all around the country are changing procedures and upping security after a gunman ambushed officers in Dallas.
5 officers were killed and more were injured after what had been a peaceful protest of officer-involved shootings in Louisiana and Minnesota. The Dallas police chief says the shooter wanted to kill white people and especially white officers. Emily Schmidt has our top story at 4.
If there was a message from Dallas protesters after police officers shot and killed Philando Castile in Minnesota and Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, it was that violence could not win. But even at the demonstration, violence caused still more loss.
Is that a cop dead?
Police say 25-year-old Micah Xavier Johnson of Mesquite, Texas, who had served in the U.S. Army Reserve and with no criminal record, started shooting police officers.
The suspect said he was upset about Black Lives Matter. He said he was upset about the recent police shootings. The suspect said he was upset at white people.
We got a guy with a long rifle. We don't know where the hell he's at.
Officers found themselves the target. Police say when hours of negotiations broke down, a bomb robot exploded and killed Micah Johnson. It was the single deadliest day for law enforcement since 9/11.
When people say Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean blue lives don't matter. It just means all lives matter.
President Obama started a call for calm that echoed across party lines. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump canceled campaign appearances. Flags were lowered across the nation.
Let's not lose sight in our common humanity.
Do not let this week precipitate a new normal in this country.
Attorney General Loretta Lynch promised peaceful protesters they would be protected, saying, "Your voice is important as the nation moves forward."
Heal America!
In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt.
This morning, cities across the nation, including right here in Lexington, held a moment of silence to honor the 5 officers killed in last night's shooting.
At 11:45, Lexington officers pulled over and turned on their emergency lights for 1 minute. Police Chief Mark Barnard and Mayor Jim Gray observed the moment of silence from outside police headquarters on Main Street. Kristen Kennedy continues our top story team coverage with a look at the tribute.
All officers in Lexington today were ordered to stop what they were doing a little before noon and flash their lights in a moment of silence.
A very recent tragedy in Dallas.
Lexington officers stood in silence outside the downtown police station Friday. Many more out on patrol did the same. Mayor Jim Gray asked all officers to do so, to stand in solidarity with the Dallas police force. Investigators in Texas say men targeted uniformed officers. They were watching over what was considered a very peaceful protest sparked by the shootings of black men by white officers in Louisiana and Minnesota. Here in Lexington, NAACP President William Saunders echoed Mayor Gray's plea to continue deep, courageous race conversations.
We're going to be here to hold the entire community accountable, not just the police department, but the entire community accountable.
Coming up on WKYT News at 5, we're talking with former Lexington Police Chief Anthony Beatty about what he's calling a double hurt in the nation. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Other cities across the nation held similar moments of silence, including the London, Kentucky Police Department.
And police departments across Kentucky are keeping an eye on the events unfolding in Dallas. In Berea, police chief is asking officers to be extra vigilant today. Berea Police Lieutenant Jake Reed says they have plenty of community support, and he feels fortunate to serve the community he does.
We work so well with the public here, with our city council and mayor, and we're very supported by those folks and the community. So I think in this part of the country, in this part of the state, we're very fortunate.
Lieutenant Reed says the officers didn't lose their lives, rather they gave their lives in service to their community. We'll have more reaction from Berea on WKYT News at 4:30.
Danville's police chief posted an emotional statement on Facebook that is getting a lot of reaction today. Chief Tony Gray said, quote, "No one should be killed for being black and no one should be killed for wearing blue," end quote. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30.
Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Sam?
Good afternoon. In a letter from the Frankfort police chief to address the shootings in Dallas, we learned that one of his officers was recently targeted. Chief Jeff Abrams called the loss of the police officers in Dallas horrific. In his letter, he also mourned the deaths of the men killed in police shootings this week in Louisiana and Minnesota. Chief Abrams also said that just yesterday, a Frankfort police officer was the target of a death threat on Facebook. The Franklin County Sheriff's Department is now investigating that threat. We'll have the latest on the investigation on WKYT News coming up at 5. Well, family, friends, fellow officers, and the community gathering today to honor a man they say exemplified what a police officer should be. Detective Philip Harrison passed away Wednesday from pancreatic cancer. He joined the police department in 1996 and retired in May of this year. He leaves behind a wife and a 12-year-old daughter. Harrison is being buried at Bluegrass Memorial Gardens. We'll have reaction from the Lexington Police Chief on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. Now, we do have some breaking news now involving the search for a missing Kentucky couple. Police say they have made an arrest in connection to that case. Investigators are talking right now to the families of Robert Jones and Crystal Warner. Just this morning, Georgetown police found the couple's car abandoned at a gas station. A family member is telling us that 52-year-old Craig Pennington lived in a Washington County home owned by Jones. And we can tell you he has been booked into the Marion County Jail on a charge of murder. We have the latest on the arrest on WKYT.com and on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. So expect more information to come in during our newscast coming up, so stay tuned for that. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Andrea and Amber, back to you.
Wendy's is investigating a possible data breach at some of its restaurants across the country. How many they think are affected coming up in WKYT Money Watch.
Are you planning a trip? What about flying to Cuba when airlines will begin offering flights coming up?
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back in. Computer hackers have pulled off another security breach. This time they targeted customers of Wendy's restaurants. That begins today's Money Watch.
The fast food chain says credit card numbers may have been stolen at more than 1,000 of its U.S. locations, but thankfully none of them were in central Kentucky. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. It's still not known how many customers have been affected. Patrons who use their debit or credit cards during February of this year are at risk. The company says it's working with federal law enforcement in the ongoing investigation. According to J.P. Morgan Chase, middle-income households in the U.S. saved, on average, about $480 on gasoline last year. The report also says gas prices fell about 25% from 2014. Consumers pumped about $155 worth of those savings right back into gas station purchases.
It is getting easier to go to Cuba as 8 U.S. airlines get the green light to make regular flights to Havana. If travelers are able to get a visa, flights will depart from 10 U.S. cities, many of them in Florida, this fall.
It's outdoor theater in a magnificent setting. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Jenny Wiley Theater today.
Thunderstorms continue to rumble across much of central and especially southeastern Kentucky. We'll track what is showing up on your Defender Radar Network next. It is a WKYT First Alert severe weather day. It rolls on for the next couple of hours at least. Flash flood warnings are out for many counties into central Kentucky, now getting Breathitt County into southeastern Kentucky with a flash flood warning. Notice, though, the absence of any severe thunderstorm warning, so at least a little bit of good news. Those thunderstorms into the southeastern corner of the state really packing a punch. A little earlier, we started seeing those storms moving over the same piece of real estate here into central Kentucky. So several counties are under flash flood warnings. That includes the downtown Richmond area, where about an hour and a half ago had some reports of some street flooding there. That also extends a little farther toward the southeast into sections of Estill County, Jackson County, and northern parts of Rockcastle counties. Up close and personal, Lexington to Winchester, heavy rain, but notice now down into Richmond, still getting the heavy rain, not as much in terms of the thunder and lightning. That has shifted well to our south and southeast. Into southern Kentucky, I'm watching a couple of very strong thunderstorms that are cruising across the southern counties. This one in particular on the McCreary and Wayne County line has a little bit of spin inside of this. So there is some weak rotation within this to the southwest of Whitley City. And if that holds together, southern parts of Whitley County may get it on the act. We'll watch that one very closely. Also picking up on a very strong thunderstorm to the northeast of this one that is on top of 27. This is on top of 75, heading between London and Corbin. And this one, at least a little bit ago, had at least a hint of some spin with it. Mainly heavy rain, some gusty winds, a ton of lightning. That extends a little farther to the north as well into parts of the Hal Rogers Parkway. There's that Breathitt County flash flood warning until 7 o'clock. North of that, steady, heavy rains slowly will taper off over the next hour and change. Everything similar to yesterday with these storms coming from northwest to southeast. And we get those storms into southeastern Kentucky, where we had more in the way of some sunshine, better instability, so those storms are a little stronger into the southeastern corner of the state. Live Skycam, we are aimed toward the east and southeast, where we're getting in on those storms, but the west side of Lexington now starting to see some clearing taking place. Look at the back edge of the clouds over top of Hamburg Pavilion. Now we're looking toward that western sky, and all of a sudden a little blue begins to show up here in Lexington. So a couple of hours from now, Lexington may actually have a little sunshine out there for a change today. Severe thunderstorm watch still into parts of southeastern Kentucky. Let's break down the next few days as it does get a whole lot better into the day tomorrow. Better weather, sunny, less humid. Into the day on Sunday, mainly dry, southern storm threat. Then we go into Monday, we cue some more storms yet again with a locally heavy downpour possibility. Tomorrow into most of the day on Sunday, looking pretty darn good. Weekend A-OK, you get into next week, and the thunderstorm threat is back into much of central and eastern Kentucky. And any storm next week, similar to this week, can be on the strong side and put down some heavy rains. Hoping we can get a break, and it looks like that's going to be the case as we go into the next couple of days. We'll keep an eye on the storms that are out there, and of course, we'll break in if we get any more warnings.
Thank you, Chris. From The Sound of Music to Annie, Get Your Gun, and even Bye Bye Birdie, classic Broadway musicals come to life in a beautiful setting at Jenny Wiley Theater.
Yeah, and it is a short drive from here, but it is well worth it. Deanne Stevens is out and about today, joining us from Floyd County with more. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Jenny Wiley Theater, and this place is absolutely beautiful. Outdoor theater at its best here. We have Joey with us, and Joey is one of the directors here at Jenny Wiley from New York City here in Eastern Kentucky. And you said this is like your 4th show you've done here?
It is my 4th show here. Yeah.
Something keeps you coming back. What is it about the Jenny Wiley Theater?
It's fantastic. I love the community here, and everyone has been very warm and welcoming, and there's just a really resourceful theater, and yeah, we're really excited about 9 to 5. For
folks who haven't ever been to the Jenny Wiley Theater, part of the Jenny Wiley State Park, kind of describe the setting and the kind of atmosphere that when they're sitting here in the show, what they're a part of.
Oh, it's amazing. I had the pleasure of already seeing Mary Poppins, and I'm excited to put on 9 to 5. But basically, it's beautiful. I mean, you're in the middle of the forest putting on these fantastic musicals. We have an incredible orchestra. The scenery is fantastic. As you can see, we're under construction.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just amazing. And you really get like a sense of community out here, and it's wonderful.
It's just a beautiful place. We're going to talk more about those shows that you're directing coming up here in just a little bit. Melody is with us. She plays Mary Poppins here. And listen, Ben, who's on the other side of that camera, saw you in action last weekend, and he went, Deanne, these people are phenomenal. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
This has to be pretty exciting. You're from New York, too?
I am.
What are all you New York people doing in Kentucky? Clearly, this is the place to be.
No, it's stunning here. Look at this. And you can hear birds at all times of the day. Yeah. I'm obsessed with nature. I have to tell you this story. I was in a rehearsal for Mary Poppins, and we were practicing the flying, and there was a deer that was running through the forest, and we were going at the same speed, and then right when I stopped, like right on the edge of the proscenium, it stopped with me, and it looked, and I was like, hello. And then it went away. It was magical.
It is magical. This place is absolutely beautiful. How do folks get tickets? Can they just show up? How can they be a part of the Jenny Wiley Theater?
Well, you can do a couple of things. You can go to the website, which is jwtheater.com, or you can show up to the box office and buy them here, or you can call in. Just go to the website. All the info's there.
Yeah, it is simple, and it is a great place to be. I tell you, 9 to 5 is on now. Mary Poppins running with that as well. You can come meet Melody here in Prestonsburg, Floyd County, Kentucky. Check out the Jenny Wiley Theater. It is beautiful. We'll have more when we return here at 4:50. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. HPV-associated cancers are on the rise. That's coming up in Better Living.
New research may have you switching your sunscreen. I'm Chris Martinez in Santa Monica, California. Doctors say many people are picking the wrong products. I'll tell you why coming up.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $540 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $288 million.
Now it's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. The CDC says the number of HPV-associated cancers is going up. A new report shows from 2008 to 2012, the number of cases grew to 39,000, an increase over the previous 5 years. Scientists say the HPV vaccine could prevent the majority of those cases. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University say the HIV epidemic is continuing among gay and bisexual men. The CDC says a 20-year-old black man in the U.S. has a 50% chance of becoming infected with HIV. New cases of HIV infection are dropping among heterosexual men and women in many countries. New research finds some of the top-selling sunscreens may not be fully effective at protecting your skin. Chris Martinez explains.
Geraldine Stevens makes sure her family never leaves home without sunscreen. It's a must in the California sun.
We're always trying to figure it out, right? Of what's the best, what's the healthiest, most organic.
The American Academy of Dermatology guidelines calls for a broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF 30 or higher that is water or sweat resistant. But researchers at Northwestern Medicine found many people are choosing their sunscreens for the wrong reasons. Doctors, including Rupal Kundu, looked at the top 65 consumer-rated sunscreens sold on Amazon.com. 40% of them failed to meet that standard.
The main reason we found that the 3 criteria were not met was because of water resistance.
Researchers say they found most people pick their sunscreen based on cosmetic features like how good it smells or what color the cream is instead of how effective the product is.
And people may be spending more than they need to.
There was a tremendous price gap.
The study discovered effective sunscreens could range from a few dollars to more than $100 for high-end brands.
Other leg.
Stevens' sunscreen does meet the AAD standards. It costs $8 on Amazon.
You get sunburns, like, if you don't put it on, like the sun's really strong in the summer.
And it turns out it's giving them the protection they need. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Santa Monica, California.
The news is just now getting started. Here's Sam Dick and Amber Philpott with what we're working on at 4:30.